My name's Rena Asal. I did the Teaching Apprenticeship Programme through e-Qualitas and I'm now a fully qualified math teacher. My undergraduate degree was actually in engineering and business management, which is obviously quite wide. After I left university, I kind of pursued finance positions and my plan was always to do more exams in finance. But then once my children were born, I did take a career break, which I didn't sort of envisage. And then once my children went to school and we were struggling with childcare, it was more sort of necessity and practicality that led me to schools. But actually, it was a really happy accident because it turned out that with my accounting and finance background, I was really well suited to mathematics. And every school that I've ever worked in, I've always found a shortage in that area. So there's always been plenty of opportunity for me to advance my career. I think the benefits of the Teaching Apprenticeship Programme are that you can, if you happen to already be employed by that school, you can stay at that school where you've already got those relationships with students and staff around you, and that's going to be hugely supportive while you're training. But also with the teaching apprenticeship, unlike other programmes, you do get to primarily be in one school for the most part of the year, so you really do get to build those strong relationships that are really going to be the difference between success and failure. My experience of e-Qualitas has been entirely positive. Um, at every point, there's been people supporting you, whether it's learning how to use the online platforms or whether it's the tutor. There's no such thing as a daft question, and they support you truly through every step of the way. The EQ tutor is a really important part of the process in terms of helping you navigate through the online system, ensuring that you're up to date with all your assessments, that you're keeping online up to date with all your tasks. So the tutor's guidance is really kind of key in terms of moving you forward. And then the tutor also comes and visits you in school once a half term to make sure that you are making that progress, but you get lots of guidance and there's really nothing to worry about. The mentor at school probably is the one person who's going to have the biggest impact on the kind of teacher that you will become. Personally, I can't thank my mentor enough for everything she did for me, right from those baby steps, right up to report writing and how to manage classrooms, and also in terms of that subject specialist knowledge that you'll get from your school mentor. Joining the e-Qualitas Teaching Apprentice Programme was really easy. So when you're working with a school, you're guided through completely by your SLT and by members of staff from e-Qualitas. Even their director, Jane Embry, gets personally involved. So you're supported every step of the way, and it's genuinely an easy process. I think the biggest challenge during the apprenticeship for me actually came right at the beginning of it, where other people were telling me that this was the right route for me, and I just wasn't sure because I was already happy and content in my previous role, and I wasn't really sure that I wanted to do this, especially being an older apprentice. But actually, I think taking that leap of faith and doing it, I'm really, really glad that I did. So I think it was that fear of sort of the unknown, but actually there was absolutely nothing to be scared of, and I couldn't have foreseen how supported that I would be every step of the way. For me, the best outcome of my apprenticeship has been now, obviously, that I have a job as a fully qualified teacher of mathematics at the school that I love. But also, I think it's that transition from being a TA4, from being a really good TA4 now to a really good teacher. I wasn't quite sure, if I'm honest, what the difference was when I started the apprenticeship programme, but I'm much clearer now. And I think I've surprised myself as to how much I've developed. So I'm really glad that I did it. In terms of bringing fresh ideas to my workplace, I think if you come from a different background that isn't traditionally teaching, so I came out from the accounting world and from industry, you always look at things with a different perspective. I think in terms of the teaching apprenticeship, I learnt a lot from the placement school, which I can now bring back to St Joseph's and look at how they teach topics in slightly different ways And I've now been able to incorporate that into my classrooms and benefit the students even more. I would definitely recommend e-Qualitas and the teaching apprenticeship to others, just because the support you receive is more than I ever could have hoped for. It was fantastic.